Alright, so I know I've been gone for like 3 days, but like it was just to lock in on school. But we're back. Today we're watching the Wendy's human chili scandal. These niggas cook human meat. I believe it. Not gonna lie, I believe it. You remember when Soul Illuminati said Popeye's is making chicken sandwich out of kids? Hey, you never know. Maybe he's right. But let's get into it.
22nd, 2005. Anna Ayala was
Nigga, 2005? Oh, this shit is. Damn.
sat down at a Wendy's in San Jose, California, about to enjoy a steaming hot bowl of their famous chili.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I never ate their chili, and I'm not planning to after this video. I mean, hey, it might not be true, but still. I never had their chili, and I'm probably never going to.
But as she took her first bite,
But comment down below if you think it tastes good.
she paused mid-chew after a crunch. Not the satisfying kind, mind you.
Oh.
No.
Maybe the meat's old. You never know.
This was something unnatural. Overcooked bean, maybe? A chunk of gristle. Slowly, cautiously, she reached into her mouth, her fingers touching a chunk of something that felt alien, but was in fact all too human. As she pulled it out
How the fuck do you have how do you just forget that it's a finger in here? Unless they forgot to grind this shit. I don't know.
of her mouth to see what it was, her eyes went wide with horror. It was a severed human finger.
Oh, is that real?
No,
Oh,
not
fuck
actually. This is a post from Our Lies. This is the real finger.
Ew, what the heck? That barely looks
Maybe it's, hopefully it's not a finger. Maybe it's just some old expired chili.
like a
I
finger.
pray.
Yes, well, at this point it had been cut off someone's hand and allegedly cooked and chomped down on, so excuse it if it's a little deformed. But I can assure you this is a real image of two segments of the finger that was in Anna's bowl of Wendy's chili. Now, I can't properly describe exactly what this moment would have felt like since I have never engaged in
I'm not gonna hold you. Pause. That looks like on top. That looks like a rubber. If y'all know what I'm saying, going with it. That looks like maybe it's not real. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that maybe it's fake. Then again, I believe there is some. I do believe that Wendy's do be cooking up people. Not now that I just saw this fucking video. Well, we on 1 minute in, but still.
cannibalism, accidental or otherwise, but it's safe to say that this incident would have been...
Trauma-inducing. Soul-sickening?
Yeah, sure, let's go with one of those. According to Anna and others at the scene,
I bet she still fucked up that shit too. Like no bullshit. Like when she was eating that shit, she was fucking that shit up.
upon discovering what she had bit into, she screamed, vomited, and
Okay, never mind. Not live.
then proceeded to carry the finger around the restaurant, showing it to other customers while yelling, "Don't eat the chili! Look what I found in mine!" Before eventually making her way to the counter to inform restaurant employees, who
Wait, how the fuck are they still in business then? How is Wendy still in business after making human meat chili? Unless someone cut their finger off and it fell in there. But why would they still serve it to the customer?
who then
I don't know.
immediately reported it to the police.
This brings a whole new meaning to the consumable category known as finger food. I am attempting a new subroutine. Why are you not laughing?
Oh.
When Dr. Martin Fensterscheid, the Santa Clara County health officer, arrived at the scene, the restaurant was closed, the police were standing guard, and the contaminant was already wrapped in damp gauze. After confirming that it was without a doubt a human finger, Dr. Fensterscheid ordered the finger to be transported to the medical examiner's office for a full analysis and personally spoke to Anna Ayala, the woman at the center of all of this.
I'm suing the
In his
shit out of them.
words, I had to confirm it to her that she had indeed put a piece of a human finger in her mouth. She kinda lost it.
But whose finger was it? Was there an accident in the kitchen?
Interesting you should say that.
Then who the hell chops off their own finger and loses track of where it goes?
Exactly.
I mean, I guess they could have been distracted by the hand spurting blood everywhere and didn't notice it roll into a pot of chili.
A logical theory.
What if someone put it there on purpose? But then what kind of sicko did she piss off to get this comic book villain level of revenge?
All will be
Oh, me.
answered soon, Grill. Don't worry. But first, the most pressing questions were those regarding the immediate health concerns of the people involved. If, for example, could this finger have transmitted any viruses? Fensterscheid reassured Anna that the chili's cooking temperature likely killed anything harmful. Still, to be safe, she was advised to undergo baseline viral testing. But
Okay.
it wasn't just Anna's health that was of concern. That batch of chili had been cooked at 2 p.m., and she ate it around 7:20 p.m. A
Oh.
5-hour window where who knows how many others might have been exposed to food contaminated with a human body part. Or
They probably was
potentially
fucking all them
body
niggas fucking that
parts
shit
in
up.
it. So a public helpline was set up for people who dined at Wendy's that evening, just in case anyone else wanted to report concerns. Wendy's, meanwhile, was in full damage control mode. Their senior vice president, Danny Lynch, publicly denied any wrongdoing on behalf of the company, emphasizing the integrity of their food preparation processes and pledging full cooperation with investigators. But words couldn't shelter Wendy's from the financial fallout, with the publicity of the incident ending up costing the
I still want to know how the fuck are they still alive to this day.
company an estimated $1 million daily in loss of sales over the
Damn.
following weeks. And Anna, she didn't shy away from the spotlight, making multiple appearances on national television to share her horrific experience.
I promise you, nigga, yo, let a human figure be my. I am suing the shit out of them. Well, I hope she made the smart choice of suing the shit out of them. But still, hey, she got an ABC News. Not gonna lie, that'd be cool. Your mom just got ABC News just for eating a human finger. Well, almost eating it.
But while Anna went on her media tour, the mystery deepened at the examiner's office. Enter Dr. Joseph O'Hara, the county medical examiner, whose analysis left more questions than answers. The finger was found in 2 pieces, a 1-inch fingertip complete with fingerprints whorls intact,
That shit
and
looks
a
so
half-inch
disgusting.
fingernail. It appeared torn, as though caught in some sort of industrial machinery, and showed signs of being cooked but not fully. Now, according to Wendy's policy, chili is simmered at 170 degrees for 3 hours, but the finger had no indications that it had been cooked under those conditions.
Oh.
There was heat damage to the skin, but not to the tissue underneath. And considering Wendy's slow cooking process, for lack of a better way to put this, the meat should have been falling off the bone.
So it couldn't have been in the
Yeah.
chili very long.
Right, but not only that, it meant that it was quite likely that Wendy's was not responsible for the contamination. After all, there is a precedent for corporations to be framed for this sort of thing. Like in November 2008, when Ronald Ball from Wood River, Illinois made a routine stop at a vending machine at work during his break. This time, his choice was a can of Mountain Dew. The can gave its usual hiss as Ronald popped the tab, but according to him, when he took a sip, it didn't taste or smell anything like Mountain Dew. His stomach twisted violently within
Is he either expired or I don't fucking know. Someone must have poisoned him.
seconds, leaving him nauseous and alarmed. Seeking answers, Ronald poured the soda into a styrofoam cup, watching the pale green liquid bubble and fizz, just as it should. But then, something unusual
Oh, don't tell me
surfaced. Among the foam and fizz floated a small, lifeless mouse.
Oh fuck no, you got me fucked up. Oh hell no. How? Oh, you gotta get checked out, bro, cause rats be carrying diseases. Oh no.
Oh no, little guy got
He said the same thing. Oh no.
lost in the sauce. I know mice have got a thing for cheese.
Wait, but how would it be in the can? That makes no sense unless it fell into machinery, because you know, like they had like facilities for like shit and stuff. Unless it fell into, that wouldn't make no sense though. Wouldn't you feel that it's heavy? Ugh.
But,
Actually, that's a common misconception.
oh really?
Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but actually they prefer grains and fruit and sweet things over smelly cheeses for the most part.
Huh. The more you
Oh
know.
wow.
Determined to seek accountability for the mouse in his Mountain Dew, Ronald reached out to PepsiCo, the soda's parent company. He described the horrifying experience in detail, expecting a thorough investigation. But according to
I'm suing the shit out of them.
Ronald, the response was anything but reassuring. PepsiCo allegedly dismissed his claims, leaving him feeling ignored and disrespected. What Ronald saw as a terrifying and dangerous breach of trust, they seemed to view as implausible, even impossible. Unwilling to let the matter rest, Ronald took legal action. In 2009, he filed a lawsuit against PepsiCo, seeking $50,000 in damages for the physical illness and emotional distress the incident
Yeah, I'm going for $1 million.
had caused. The case quickly evolved into a high-stakes standoff between an individual and a corporate giant. PepsiCo's response? They called him a liar.
Damn. But how could they be so sure he was lying?
Well, their argument hinged on one key point: the mouse. According to them, it was scientifically impossible for it to have been in the soda for the amount of time he was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's no way that they would, like, even if it's in the facility, I'm pretty sure, no, they don't fucking check shit. But, like, still, you will hear, like, a little thud, like, boop, like, that's something ain't right. You gonna start the machinery? No, they wouldn't. They probably wouldn't. But still, this is nasty.
suggesting. Pepsi enlisted the expertise of Dr. Lawrence McGill, a veterinarian and pathologist who provided an affidavit that would become the cornerstone of their defense. Dr. McGill, after conducting an autopsy on the mouse, outlined in meticulous detail how Mountain Dew, with its high concentrations of phosphoric and citric acids, creates an environment highly effective at breaking down organic matter.
And we put that shit in our body. People are still gonna fuck that shit up, though. You need to tell me it breaks. We still gonna eat it. That's the crazy thing about it.
Calcium in the mouse's bones would begin to dissolve within days, destabilizing the skeletal structure. And over the course of a month, enzymatic degradation and acid erosion would reduce the mouse
So, say if you put a human finger in there for 30 days, you think it's gonna decompose? Jesus Christ, I wonder how our insides are.
to a gelatinous mass, with only trace elements like parts of the tail potentially remaining intact. Dr. McGill pointed out that Ronald's rodent, which appeared to be very young, possibly an infant rat, still retained its bones, vital organs, and cartilage, and lacked any signs of decomposition one would expect after an extended period in Mountain Dew. Not only that, but considering the young age of the rodent, the doctor explained that this mouse had not been born when the can of Mountain Dew was filled and sealed on August 28, 2008.
Could have been a time-traveling mouse.
Okay, shoot your shot, buddy. I'm all ears.
Yeah, they lied about liking cheese. Who knows what else they're lying about?
And that would be fun, right? Mice unlocking the secrets of time travel. But let's explore a theory that maybe the rodent was placed in the can after it had been sealed by Pepsi. In Dr. McGill's professional opinion, it was clear that the mouse could not have been in the can for the 78 days between production and Ronald's discovery. Realizing that his case had been irreparably weakened, Ronald ultimately agreed to settle for an undisclosed sum, details of which remain a mystery to this day.
Okay, what the doctor's saying
So-
is pretty convincing. But, and hear me out, what if Pepsi gave him a little cheddar to lie for them?
It's understandable to question whether Dr. McGill's claims hold truth, but it just so happens that there is a fascinating YouTube video where someone actually conducted their own Mountain Dew mouse experiment, documenting the entire
Oh,
process from
shit.
start to finish. Quick warning, what you're about to see might not sit well with sensitive stomachs.
Viewers' discretion is advised.
Wait, what?
Here it shows exactly what happens to a mouse after 30 days submerged in Mountain Dew.
Oh!
Gross indeed, but you'll notice that the results align uncannily with Dr. McGill's description.
So disgusting.
The way the mouse decomposed, the gelatinous consistency,
Well, it technically is some scientific. But how does this allow? You need to tell me I can't watch analog horror and YouTube takes this shit down, but like they keep this up.
the remnants of the tail, matches his explanation almost to the letter. Coincidence? Highly unlikely. But for further proof that McGill knew exactly what he was talking
Coincidence?
about,
I
all
think
one has
not.
to do is look at another Pepsi incident that occurred just 1 year later. This time, the case's legitimacy was hard to refute, seeing as the creature inside this soda can had become nearly completely superfied before Fred Denegri was unfortunate enough to get a taste. In July of 2009, Fred was busy barbecuing in his backyard in Ormond Beach, Florida, when he cracked open a chilled can of Diet Pepsi and took a swig.
Okay, you kind of deserve it. Who the fuck drinks Diet Pepsi? I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not. Okay, I'm not a fan of diet stuff. I'm sorry, because I feel like it's worse for you regardless if it's diet or not. But hey.
Gagged almost immediately. Instead of sweet, crisp, and refreshing soda, his throat was met with something revolting beyond imagination.
Imagine he just puked all that.
Fred poured the soda down the sink, and that's when his wife, Amy, noticed there was something entirely wrong with the drink. The liquid looked nothing like Pepsi, and the can felt unnaturally heavy. Intrigued, Amy gave it a shake, only for something nightmarish to emerge. First came this slimy, pink mass sliding out of the can. Fred would later describe.
Oh shit! I should have recorded it because we had more evidence. Because instead, well, they was in a moment of shock, but still, they should have recorded that shit.
It as pink linguine, which honestly sounds like something you'd expect from a bad horror movie, not a Diet Pepsi. But the surprises didn't stop there. Next, an inky, dark substance came oozing out. But the heavy object causing all this drama remained firmly stuck inside the can. No amount of shaking or coaxing could dislodge it, leaving Fred and Amy with more questions than answers. Naturally, they knew this needed documentation, so out came the camera and they snapped a photo of the strange, gelatinous pink strands, the ominous dark liquid, and the can itself. Amy told CNN, what started out as a normal afternoon in our tiki bar has blown up into this crazy thing. The Denegris wasted no time and did the sensible thing. They contacted Poison Control and the FDA. The Poison Control Center instructed Fred to seek immediate medical attention due to the possibility of contamination and the unknown nature of the object inside the can, and the FDA sent officials to the Denegris' home to conduct a thorough investigation and collect the can for laboratory testing. A few weeks later, they shared their findings with the Denegris in a formal report. The FDA's analysis concluded that the foreign substance inside the can appeared to be a frog. Or possibly a toad.
Yo, I'm not gonna say the thing, but don't frogs also carry diseases? Well, everything carries diseases, but like, it's a fucking frog. Oh, hell no.
Sounds like Fred was one of the few people to.
But once again, wait, how does a frog get into the fucking can unless it once again fell in the facility that they was making it in, and then how did the frog even get to the facility?
Literally have a frog in his throat.
Uh,
Tough crowd.
And here's where things get, dare I say, more unsettling. The report didn't just stop at identifying the creature, it noted a peculiar detail. The frog, or toad, was missing its internal organs, particularly those usually found in the abdominal and thoracic cavities. In layman's terms, the heart, lungs, and digestive system were all conspicuously absent.
Hello?
Hey, is it true that frog legs taste like chicken? I be hearing that a lot. Never had it before. I might try it, but I don't know. But they say it tastes like fried chicken or just chicken.
Almond Beach Secondary School? Yeah, this is the FDA. Seems as though one of your students dropped their science fair project in one of the vats during your tour of the Pepsi factory last week.
Correction. My fact check search reveals no schools named Ormond Beach Secondary School.
And you wonder why you're having issues with humor.
It was unclear whether the missing organs were the result of deliberate removal or simply due to decomposition over time, and no definitive answers about how or when the frog or its remains ended up inside the sealed can. What the FDA made clear was that this wasn't a simple oops moment. The absence of internal organs wasn't just gross. It was a forensic clue. Whether it pointed to an outside contaminant where someone somehow inserted it in the can after leaving the factory, or if it was a factory mishap, or perhaps some other bizarre twist, it left the door wide open for speculation. As part of the investigation, the Denegris provided a second unopened can from the same 36-pack they had purchased at Sam's Club.
Throw that whole shit away, bro. I'll be traumatized to be drinking soda like in a while or so. Oh no.
This can was also submitted to the FDA for analysis, but no abnormalities or contamination in the second can, suggesting that the issue was isolated to the first can.
Okay.
Now, the FDA didn't just stop at examining the cans themselves. No, they went the extra mile.
They went
heading
to the
over
scientists?
Pepsi's Orlando bottling plant for a deep dive into their operations.
Oh,
Between
that's what it's
August
made
4th
from.
and 11th, they meticulously inspected the facility, trying to trace any possible connection between the alleged contamination and the production process. But after all that legwork, the FDA came back with a clean slate. No adverse conditions, no signs of any contamination issues.
I mean, you have to realize though, unless you snuck attack them, they're gonna fuck. Well, but if they say they're coming over, I'm pretty sure they will clean that facility to squeaky clean before the FDA comes. Let's be realistic. Unless they snuck over there, not snuck over there. Unless they did a sneak visit, and then seeing how they maintenance it. Yeah. But if you warn them that you're coming, I'm pretty sure they would clean it up by the time you get there. I'm just saying.
Was linked to the production line. Everything seemed to be running smoothly, at least on the surface. So the plant was cleared. After the FDA wrapped up its investigation, Pepsi issued a statement affirming the integrity of its manufacturing system. The company made it clear that while the FDA couldn't pinpoint how or when the specimen ended up in the can, they trusted their own systems. According to Pepsi, the FDA's inability to find a direct link to the plant meant there was no evidence of any manufacturing fault.
So just because the factory was clean, they get to say, oh, it couldn't have been us.
That makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Even though a dead frog had clearly been sealed in one of the cans.
Pretty much. Pepsi had all but washed its hands of the situation once the FDA got involved. Despite sending over pictures and providing full documentation of the incident, the
I would have fucking vomit.
Denegris were left hanging. Amy made it clear to anyone who would listen that she believed Pepsi's handling of the incident was a failure and that they showed no real empathy for what had happened. I want to see Pepsi fess up to it and compensate my husband for the negative publicity they have caused. I'm easy, but they're the ones that are making it hard. In the end, despite Denegri's frustrations and efforts to pursue legal action, the incident with the Diet Pepsi can didn't go much further.
Are you
Pepsi
serious?
never admitted any responsibility, and the Denegris didn't follow through with any high-profile lawsuit. Instead, they were simply left with a sense of unresolved tension and disappointment.
Too bad they didn't have a legal team like my buddies Morgan and Morgan. They could have potentially made a hefty
I feel like this is an ad, but I hope that it's not an ad.
sum.
What are you talking about?
You know, America's largest personal injury law firm. These guys win big. If you ever seriously hurt, your injury could be worth clicks away scanning the video.
But if they did have
I already knew it was an ad coming.
them as a team, then maybe the couple would have been taken more seriously. Anna's finger chili fiasco, on the other hand, was taken very seriously.
Oh, we still talking about the Wendy's thing? Thank you.
by the media, Wendy's, and law enforcement. With the story making headlines across the country, everyone was desperate for answers. Anna had begun threatening to sue Wendy's, who was in full damage control mode.
Yeah, sue the shit out of them.
Hemorrhaging business in
A
San
human
Jose
finger?
thanks to the scandal. But then, the narrative completely flipped on April 22nd when Wendy's held a promotion at their locations in the Bay Area, offering free Frosties in celebration of Ana Ayala's arrest.
That's
Wait, what?
insane. But hang on, why was she arrested? Did they find out whose finger it was?
No, not yet, actually, but she had been arrested for a reason, get this, completely separate from the chili case. You see, when Anna publicly threatened to sue Wendy's, the company joined forces with the San Jose Police Department, prompting an official investigation into Ana Ayala herself.
Oh wow, you see they would do anything not to pay people their fucking money. That's fucking crazy.
Turns out, she had quite the knack for legal theatrics long before her finger fiasco at Wendy's.
Y'all
Anna
just
had filed
y'all just now want to arrest her. Are you serious?
no fewer than 13 civil actions across California and Nevada, many involving her children. And in several of these cases, she managed to secure settlements before the cases ever made it to trial. Take, for example, her claim against an El Pollo Loco restaurant in Las Vegas, where she alleged that her daughter had fallen ill after dining there. While Anna claimed to have received a settlement from the restaurant, El Pollo Loco denied any such payment, adding further doubt to the credibility of her accusations. And then there was her husband, Jamie Placencia, who had a criminal background that included charges of evading arrest. Authorities soon pieced together a pattern not just of Anna's actions, but of a duo whose history of legal disputes seemed almost calculated. So while Anna strutted around accusing Wendy's, the skeletons in her closet were practically throwing a parade. By the time it all
Don't tell me she got a person's dead finger. Wait, hold on.
unraveled, she wasn't just a woman with a chili finger story. She was someone with a past that made people think maybe this
That was
isn't
finger.
her first rodeo, and maybe this whole finger thing was a farce. But that's the risk you run as someone with a messy personal history who decides to throw themselves.
But I don't understand though, cause if that's the case, that means you have to cook the finger a little bit in the thing, and then whose finger did she use?
Into the discerning public eye. Sometimes it chews you and spits you back out. Take Jensen Karp, for instance, who went from a breakfast cereal accuser to alleged serial abuser.
Oh man, Brew, what a line.
Right? It's good. I didn't make it up though. I saw it in this Reddit comment while researching the story. Anyhoomst, Jensen, a Los Angeles-based writer and comedian, was pouring himself a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch one morning when, according to him, he heard a distinct plunk, a sound that would change the course of his life forever. Looking into the bowl, Jensen allegedly saw something that didn't belong. He reached for it, pulled it out, and there it was, a shrimp tail. At first, he thought there was no way, but then he looked closer, and it wasn't just one shrimp tail. There was a second one, sitting right there in the bag, both covered in sugar. He then proceeded to reach out to General Mills, the makers of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, on Twitter for all the world to see. CTC Squares, why are these shrimp tails in my cereal? But the response from the company was a whirlwind of mixed signals. Initially, General Mills seemed accommodating, offering to replace the box, but then later they tweeted, "After further investigation with our team that closely examined the image, it appears to be an accumulation of the cinnamon sugar that sometimes can occur when ingredients aren't thoroughly blended."
What?
Jensen, however, was
Nigga, it's shrimp in the fucking ingredients? What the fuck?
not going to back down without a fight. "After further investigation with my eyes, these are cinnamon-coated shrimp tails, you weirdos. I wasn't all that mad until you now try to gaslight me." But the story doesn't stop at shrimp tails. If it had, we might have been able to write this off as a bizarre one-off, but Jensen Karp decided to dig deeper, encouraged by a friend who suggested he re-examine the cereal. Immediately, something was off. The bottom of the bag was allegedly sealed with clear tape. Jensen peeled back the tape, peered into the bag, and saw, nestled among the sugary cereal squares, thin, translucent fragments, more shrimp skins. But that wasn't the end of it. Deeper inside, he found a piece of string thoroughly coated in cinnamon sugar.
That has to be a parasite, right? That might be a parasite.
Most unsettling discovery, however, came last. Scattered at the bottom of the bag were small black specks lodged onto cereal bits. At first glance, they seemed innocent enough, maybe scorched sugar granules left over from the toasting process. But Jensen couldn't shake the feeling that these weren't just harmless leftovers. They looked to him like rat feces. Now, let's pause here. Rat droppings aren't.
Okay, how the fuck did you have rat feces, shrimp, and duct tape all in one go? That is unbelievable, but the same time it could be believable because that's I don't know. That's just I don't know. I don't know.
Aren't just gross, they're dangerous.
Very
Hantavirus,
dangerous,
for
by the
instance,
way.
can cause severe respiratory distress and even
Yeah. Okay. Maybe he didn't plant them because it's still dangerous to like to pull a stone like this. Because if he did actually plant them with his DNA and everything, that nigga's going to jail. Like he's going to jail.
death with no specific treatment available. Salmonella, another possibility, can lead to intense gastrointestinal distress, dehydration, and complications.
Wait, did he eat it though? Did he eat it before he can even like? It was like probably one, two scoop. Wait, the 1, 2 scoop, and then after that, the third scoop. He's like, what the fuck is this?
That could require hospitalization. These aren't mild concerns. They were
Ew!
serious health risk allegations. With every new item he unearthed, shrimp tails, string, and those sinister black specks, the mystery of what happened to this cereal deepened. Was this the result of careless handling? Or something more deliberate? And if the bags had been tampered with, where along the supply chain had it occurred? And when the company requested the samples be sent to them for analysis, he obliged, but since he was not trusting their involvement in the investigation, he would also keep some of the questionable pieces to send to a lab of his own choosing for analysis. But before he got back any results, things took an interesting turn, to say the least. As his Twitter post continued to blow up, it was trending #1 by the way, Jensen's cereal saga unexpectedly took a backseat to a different kind of controversy. Seemingly, out of nowhere, several women stepped forward,
Oh
sharing
shit!
their own disturbing experiences with him. One by one, accusations began to surface, painting Jensen in a very unflattering light. Former acquaintances and ex-partners described interactions with him that were manipulative, toxic, and emotionally abusive. These allegations weren't mere insinuations either. They came with detailed accounts that couldn't be ignored. It was as if the internet
These niggas are
turned its
verified
magnifying
too. Wait,
glass
hold
onto
on.
Jensen's past. What started as a quirky food contamination story morphed into something entirely.
Oh wait. I'm gonna go in a deep dumpster dive. Now, what if, for instance, I'm not gonna say this is a big take, but the big take is that like, what if Cinnamon Toast Crunch went into this nigga's fucking history and like they just like they look at all of his browsers and stuff and like looked at his whole life and then paid the people that he did wrong to tell to like fess up and like give them not hush money but like talk money. Yeah, talk money. Hey.
entirely different, a public reckoning. And people started debating whether the shrimp in cereal drama was a legitimate concern or just ploy for attention. And they may not have been entirely off base in their assumption. Of the thousands who saw the tweet, not a single person stepped forward with a similar complaint. It seemed that Jensen Karp's shrimp tail may have been a fish tail. And just like that, the entire incident eventually just fizzled out.
Wait, so after all that, you're telling me that we're left with no answer? That's so unsatisfying.
Yep,
Very.
that's life, Grill. Doesn't always wrap itself up in a neat little bow. Sometimes there are questions that you just won't get answers to.
Fine, but this better not happen with that chili finger story.
Oh no, this case has a very definitive ending. In fact, compared to Anna's story, the repercussions Jensen faced could be considered a light snack. Here's where things stood. Anna claimed to have found a finger in her chili. Meanwhile, a forensic analyst determined the finger hadn't been cooked at the same temperature as the chili.
That's
And
what
to
I'm
top it
saying.
all
Like that's confusing as hell.
off, Anna was threatening to sue Wendy's, but then was arrested for reasons unrelated to the incident. The San Jose Police Department's continued investigation into the chili finger case uncovered some glaring contradictions in Anna's story. According to a statement of facts written by Officer Christopher A. Wilson, things weren't adding up. On March 31st, 2005, the police interviewed everyone who was with Anna at the time she claimed to have bitten into the finger. First of all, it was worth noting that no one recalled seeing the finger in her mouth. They only saw it after she drew attention to it. Her brother-in-law, sitting right next to her, said Anna claimed she bit into the finger and spat it into the chili cup, but he didn't see her vomit. Contrast that with Anna's mother-in-law, who said she witnessed Anna spit the finger out and start vomiting. Yet, when investigators arrived, there was no evidence of vomit.
Not gonna lie, bro. That nigga sold the bag. Like even though she's lying, you kind of sold the fucking bag. You didn't have to say that.
Anywhere at the scene. On March 29th, Wendy's employees who were on shift when the incident occurred voluntarily underwent voice stress analyzer tests. The results, every single one of them was deemed truthful. They had no prior knowledge of the finger, its origin, or how it ended up in the chili. And the customers present in the restaurant? Same story. No one saw or knew anything about the finger before Anna discovered it. With every new detail, the police got more and more suspicious.
So, what? Anna planted the finger herself then?
Bingo!
Hold on. Where did she even get a finger from? What'd she do? Exhume a body?
Somehow that would have been less weird than the reality. Investigators confirmed through forensic analysis that the finger belonged to a man named Brian Rossiter. Brian fully cooperated with the police and passed lie detector tests while insisting he had no part to play in how his finger ended up in a cup of Wendy's chili. He did, however, know how it got into the fully fingered hands of Ana Ayala. Months before the incident, in December 2004, while working at a paving firm in Las Vegas, Brian had the tip of his finger severed in a mechanical truck lift accident. Brian couldn't work after the injury and struggled financially as a result. And around this time, found himself owing a coworker $50. Do you want to guess who this coworker was?
Anna?
Close. Her husband, Jamie. To settle the debt, Brian gave Jamie his mangled fingertip as repayment. Rossiter apparently thought it was all harmless, like some bizarre trophy.
And apparently worth
Nigga gave his finger for $50 is absurd. That's some petty shit. Not gonna hold you. You gave $50 to your that's some petty shit.
$50.
Yeah, and apparently I can't decide if that's too little or too much. Anna and Jamie had even
That's
allegedly tried to buy Brian's silence by
much.
offering him $250,000, according to a statement Rossiter later made. But in the end, they were charged with conspiracy to file a false charge and attempted grand theft. They were also held responsible for paying $170,000 to Wendy's employees in restitution for lost wages. Oh, and a shock to nobody, but Anna was banned from all Wendy's locations for life.
Yeah, about to say.
So what kind of time do you get in the slammer for a thing like this anyways?
Apparently, in Anna's case, 9 years and 12 years for Jamie.
Why a longer sentence for her husband?
I'm not absolutely certain, but I suspect it would be because of his prior offenses.
Some people just never learn, huh?
Apparently not. We hope you found this video informative, and if you did, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's the best thing you can do to help us keep making more videos, like this one about how just one normal little scratch can kill within a matter of days.
Damn. Well, I hope y'all liked the video, of course. Like, subscribe, and share this with your friends, and I'm back after 3 days, but yeah. Peace.